Hi, this is William Sadler. I did my case study on case study 1.3. It's called Life or Death, and it's about elder suicide or a dignified exit. The overall passage is about a letter from an 80-year-old man whose wife just recently died. His kids live 4 states away, and he just recently was diagnosed with cancer. So in a way, he's suffering. He doesn't want to be put in a nursing home or anywhere where he'd have to be taken care of and told what to do and all that. He would rather end his life in a peaceful, positive manner and be content with life. Get everything set up so his kids don't have to do it. I personally believe if someone is near the end of their life, it is merely a waiting game for them. By then, at the end of someone's life, their body's not working the same as it once was. Not only is it embarrassing for them, it causes a ton of negative aspects physically and mentally. It just isn't the right way to live. It's justified because it could end their pain. It could stop their suffering. I mean, they could go out the way they came in, the way everyone knew who they once were, strong, happy, not potentially lose everything, not be the same. It gets a little sad to watch. Unlike teenagers, the elderly have time to think about it. They're not making a hasty decision. They've lived their lives. They know when they believe it's their time, they can just end it in the way they would want to. And they would have true cause for it. If it is their time, what is everyone stopping them? Why is everyone stopping from helping them? It's not like the issue of abortion of a baby or killing a baby for a great life. Also, the baby isn't given that opportunity to end their own life. So it's completely different from that manner. But killing an elderly person, if they are content and they want to do it, I believe it's a way better cause. They have already lived their great life. They are close to their end anyways. The person that is suffering wants to make a life-changing decision to end it for good. Why not let them do it? I believe the right to seek assistance in dying because everyone should be able to seek someone to help ease their pain. Although I only believe that someone should be assisted in dying if they've had time to process, have peace, and want that outcome. I do describe that as a type of pain. Pain that you are not able to end your life in a peaceful manner. Pain that you have to live every day not being able to do things you once loved. Most people want to be done while they are still doing things that make them happy. But if they're in a nursing home in a bed, having to do assistance and everything they once used to do, and honestly, they probably get a little lonely. It's not very happy to see. That is pain right there in its own most simple way. My grandma was in a nursing home for 2 years. She completely lost her mind with Alzheimer's. She just wasn't the same. It didn't even feel the same when we'd go and visit her. It was real sad to watch. I mean, I know I myself, and I know she would have personally not wanted anyone to see her that way. It's a little sad. She was ready to die, you could just tell, but the money kept being spent, the nurses kept working, and a soul who could have laid peacefully to rest way earlier. I just feel like if I was in that position, I would be ready to pass on. I would want the right to seek assistance in doing so contently. If someone chose not to give assistance in dying, then the person wanting to die would resort and do other options which could be a lot worse, such as drowning themselves, hanging themselves. It just something you wouldn't want to see anyone you love doing. They honestly would probably end up killing themselves anyways. So why not help them do it in a way that matters? Like the way they would want to go, just in a peaceful, positive manner, like he says in the book. Like he wants to go to City Hall, just get his pills so he can go lay down in bed, take them, go down in a peaceful way, have everything set up, his funeral, his casket, just something so his kids don't have to worry about it anymore. It would end his suffering. He'd be happier, they would be happier for him. They'd probably still be sad, but they would definitely be a lot happier that he did it in a way that he was still happy and still there to think about it. As a healthcare provider, you should not have any judgments or weigh in on others' decisions. Your beliefs aren't the same as everyone, and that's okay. You shouldn't force anyone, you should give them options, because in the end, they will make what they want to happen anyways. Ethically, healthcare physicians should think between right and wrong and let the patients make the decision, or shouldn't think between right and wrong and make the decisions on their own lives. It's their own life. I believe they should be able to do it in a way that makes them happy. After all, they have the right to do that anyways when it comes to providing for the patient's needs. So why should it change when a patient gets to die and how? In my personal opinion, I believe it's about the same as pulling the plug on someone who can't walk anymore just because they're suffering, just because they're hurting, is sick in the hospital. It happens every day anyways. Why not make it better for someone who's suffering in the same way that just can't do that? I do think that there are ways to add restrictions to this though, such as enforced tests to ensure that the decision they want, having to see a psychiatrist regularly prior to the date. This way, the psychiatrist can have the opportunity to try to talk them through all the possible problems leading to the end of their life, and decide ethically whether giving them assistance to their death is truly the right thing to do. To make sure they're not doing any hasty decisions. It's not just a quick thing. Like, this should be the process over potentially weeks to months. Everyone would know. It would be very well thought out and put together very in a good manner. Every question I answered included the words "the right" or "justified." When it comes down to business ethics, in this case, the business is the hospital or the healthcare physicians. The questions ask if it is right or justified if the hospital healthcare physicians should help elderly people in their journey through life. I believe that answer is yes. That is ethically the right to give someone what they want, even if it goes against what hospitals are made to do, save lives. In the end, the decision is for the person who wants their life to end, and that's what matters. The healthcare physician can save lives by letting them go. That is true. That is what I personally believe, and thank you for watching my presentation.